There are wars you hear about and wars you were never supposed to know exist. Behind the scene of history, the CIA has carried out secret operations that changed the entire nations, toppled governments, and shaped the world we live in today. Some of these missions were illegal, some were catastrophic, and some were so dark that documents are still classified. Today, we uncover the CIA's 6 darkest operations that your textbooks never mentioned. First one, Operation Ajax, Iran 1953. This was the first major CIA coup in the Middle East and it changed history forever. Iran had a democratic prime minister, Mohammad Mossadegh. He made one decision the West didn't like. He took back Iran's oil from British companies. That's it. This was his crime. The CIA and MI6 created chaos by paying mobs to riot, spreading fake news, bribing politicians, financing military officers. After weeks of unrest, the CIA installed a new leader, the Shah, a dictator loyal to the US and Britain. What was the impact? Iran lost its democracy forever. Thousands were imprisoned, tortured, or killed. US and Iran relations collapsed, leading to the 1979 revolution. This operation proved only one thing: if a country controlled valuable resources, the CIA would interfere. Operation PBSUCCESS, Guatemala, 1954. The CIA repeated the same formula in Central America. Guatemala had a president, Jacobo Arbenz, who introduced land reforms that threatened US corporations, especially the United Fruit Company, which owned massive amount of lands. And how the CIA responded? Training a small rebel army, bombing the capital city, broadcasting fake radio messages, creating panic among civilians. Arbenz resigned and Guatemala fell under military control. And what was the impact? Decades of civil war, over 200,000 civilians killed, entire Mayan communities massacred, a democracy destroyed to protect an American fruit company. What a joke. This showed the world that the CIA was now protecting corporate interests, not just freedom. Bay of Pigs invasion, Cuba, 1961. The CIA wanted to remove Fidel Castro after he overthrew a US-backed dictator. Their plan? Train Cuban exiles, arm them, send them to invade Cuba, expect locals to join in and overthrow Castro. What actually happened? The invasion failed spectacularly. Cuban forces crushed the attackers in less than 72 hours. America was humiliated. Castro became even more powerful. Cuba moved closer to the Soviet Union. This failure directly helped trigger the Cuban Missile Crisis, the closest of the world ever came to a nuclear war. The impact? A disastrous CIA operation almost ended humanity. MK-Ultra, 1950s to 1970s. This is the darkest CIA operation in the history. MK-Ultra was a secret program designed to test mind control techniques. The CIA used LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, electroshock therapy, and psychological torture. Victims included students, prisoners, hospital patients, soldiers, everyday civilians. Many did not know they were part of an experiment. One scientist, Frank Olson, died after being drugged without consent. His death was covered up for decades. The impact: so many lives destroyed, ethics shattered, thousands of people traumatized. CIA admitted wrongdoing only after documents were leaked. Most MK-Ultra files were destroyed, meaning we still don't know the full truth. Secret wars in Cambodia and Laos, 1964 to 1973. While the world focused on Vietnam, the CIA fought 2 hidden wars next door. In Laos, the CIA trained Hom tribe to fight against communists. Laos became the most bombed country per capita in human history. millions of unexploded bombs still kill civilians today. In Cambodia, the CIA backed bombing and political manipulation that destabilized the country. This chaos later helped the rise of the Khmer Rouge, leading to a genocide that killed nearly 2 million people. The impact: two nations secretly destroyed, civilians killed in massive numbers, long-lasting unexploded bombs, loss of entire communities. The public did not learn about these secret wars until years after they ended. Afghanistan Funding, the 1980s. When the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, the CIA launched Operation Cyclone, one of its largest operations ever. The plan: arm and fund Afghan fighters, the Mujahideen, train them with weapons, use them to bleed the Soviet Union. It worked. The Soviets withdrew in 1989, but there was a massive consequence. Some of those fighters later formed the Taliban and gave rise to extreme groups that destabilized the region for decades. The impact: rise of extremist groups, long-lasting instability, Afghanistan dragged into decades of chaos. This is the perfect example of a CIA operation that succeeded in the short term but caused disaster in the long term. CIA called these operations covert actions, but the world remembers them as coup, experiments, invasions, and disasters. They toppled governments, manipulated elections, destroyed cities, and shaped modern geopolitics from the shadows. These were never just operations, they were decisions that changed millions of lives. And the darkest part: there are many more we still don't know about.